Happy Days, Potsy, Ralph Mal, Fonzie, the Cunningham family, Joni, Richie, Al. Or is it Pat Morita? Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. What's happening, Crescent City? Yeah, you right. That's the best name on planet Earth for our computer, huh? Geesh. I won't repeat it. It's actually not a curse word. It's just sort of a little vile. Yes, all our computers in the studio have similar names that really can't be repeated publicly. Not full-blown curse words, just disgusting stuff. Thank you, engineer extraordinaire. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Gorgeous day out there. I'm guessing it's about 55, 58, something like that. Right on the money, 55 degrees. Good guess, Johnson. And I'm going to go with about 60% humidity. 52% humidity. Feels like 53. Really sunny out there. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, maybe some clouds, but no rain expected. Saturday, maybe a little more cloud cover, but no rain. Lots of 40s and 50s. Sunday, some rain expected to creep in. And early next week, we could see some 70s again. Mardi Gras season starting to gain a little momentum. 3 weeks from this Tuesday, I guess, is Mardi Gras Day? And that final 2 weeks, things really start rolling. That final 12 days, things really go. It's like parades every night, that kind of 12-day out thing, that Saturday, Sunday, the week before, and then the big weekend going into Tuesday. Yeah, you right. Supposedly all parades will be on their full routes. And supposedly a lot of crews bringing in kind of their own people as far as security. Law enforcement approved by the city, approved by the NOPD, coming in from other parishes, the rest of the state, around the region, in uniform, assisting NOPD with Mardi Gras. I'm hoping a lot of folks, as far as these law enforcement folks, are spread out off the parade route, kind of patrolling those uptown neighborhoods, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks off of St. Charles towards Claiborne or Ferret, off of St. Charles towards Tchoupitoulas, where people park their cars to go to the parade. The last thing anybody needs, it's like going to these Pelicans or Saints games, that problem seems to be solved, knock on wood. Last few Pelican games, no windows broken in. Now, last thing folks need, walking back to their car, middle of the day, and their windows blown out. Be smart this Mardi Gras season. It sucks that you have to do this, but be smart this Mardi Gras season and don't leave any valuables in your car. Don't leave any guns in your car. Make sure your trunk doesn't have anything valuable in it. There are some folks that are leaving notes taped to their window. Hi, there's no reason to break into my car. There's absolutely nothing of value in here. That's just sad and pathetic. 2 things. Hopefully there are people around, law enforcement types around, deterring crime. And hopefully they're around. If it happens, these punks get arrested. These punks get arrested. No, just ridiculous. Go to a Saints game, Pelicans games, an event at the Sanger, Mardi Gras, and you have to worry about your car getting broken into over and over and over again. The dysfunction of the city of New Orleans, and we get numb to it. We're numb to the dysfunction pre-crime in New Orleans and Louisiana. Numb to the political hacks, numb to the corruption, numb to the ineptness. It almost takes someone from outside the city or state to come in here and visit and say things like, dude, why is your street so messed up? Why is the neutral ground not cut? Why is there trash and litter everywhere? This is so typical New Orleans. It's almost nauseating to hear when folks go on a trip and they go to a great city, New York, San Francisco, Miami, wherever. Man, the restaurants in New York are fantastic. Boy, San Francisco, a little cold and foggy in the morning, but boy, sunshine day, just a beautiful city to walk around. We went to the museums, blah, blah, blah. Miami, boy, you're on the beach one minute, you're on a boat the next. Instead, it's, boy, that city's so clean. No, it's our city is filthy, and many of you contribute to that filth. So many broken New Orleanians, and no, you Jefferson Parish and North Shore folks aren't immune to it. Is Jefferson cleaner than Orleans? Yes. Is the North Shore cleaner than the South Shore? Yes. But that's not comparing apples to apples. It's comparing apples to oranges or apples to anvils. New Orleans is the inner city. Jefferson Parish, the suburbs. The North Shore, the exurbs. All part of Metro New Orleans. Of course, Jefferson Parish is going to have less crime, less trash, less filth. The North Shore, even less crime, less trash, less filth. You can go to any city in North America and just expand out from the central of the city on out, the CBD, the center of the city on out, less crime, less murder. And then it changes too, where it's murder in the city, and then it slowly fades from murder to killings, where someone knows someone, a family member or a friend that gets killed by a family member or friend. I mean, it's still a homicide, but it's a killing instead of a murder. In New Orleans, it's a lot of someone killing someone they don't know each other, but there also is a lot of killings, drug retaliation. You know, somebody, I'm going to get that guy because he stole from me or he's taken my territory or whatever. Made a fool of me in the bar, and I'm not going to have it. I'm going to go kill him. A lot of reacting, not thinking of consequences, pure emotion, like children. Anyway, Mardi Gras, be careful out there. Very fired up for Mardi Gras. It's not going to deter me. I'm not one of those folks that lives in the suburbs and exurbs. Like, I don't go to New Orleans anymore. Too much crime. Well, then I hear you. Throw in the towel. That's not me. I'm going to the French Quarter. I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going wherever I want to go. I'm just a little more careful, and it's not nice that I have to be more careful. It's not a positive. It sucks that you have to have your head on a swivel. It's not fun. It's not good. I get it. I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm not going to not go to New Orleans. I'm not going to stay away. I mean, I like good music. I like good food. There simply isn't enough of it in Metairie. There simply isn't enough of it on the North Shore. And the good places that they have in Metairie and the North Shore, you got to just sort of rinse and repeat over and over and over again. It gets a little tiring. You know, they're probably like really good restaurants, excellent restaurants, as good as it gets. There might be a half dozen in Jefferson Parish total. There might be 8 or 10 in St. Tammany total. There's about 100 in New Orleans, like literally 100. Conventions, tourism, we kind of punch above our weight as far as that's concerned. The mayor talking to I think Joe Biden's aide, I shouldn't say his aide, an aide of the president. I'm sure there are dozens and dozens of aides trying to get national help when it comes to crime, requesting national help. I don't think that means National Guard. It's about getting violent criminals off the street, FBI assistant, guns off the street, that type of thing. The mayor also continues to deny having an affair with NOPD officer Vappy when Vappy's wife says, my husband, who I'm divorcing now, admitted he's having an affair with the mayor. Why would she say that? What's the point of that if it weren't true? And who are you going to believe? Vappy's wife or the mayor of New Orleans, who has a history of lying, just outright lying, being untruthful? I mean, a good day for her is exaggeration and embellishment. The truth Not something the mayor of New Orleans embraces. How does this stuff even happen? UFOs spotted outside of Hawaii. Still on this alien thing. Crazy. No, of course there are other folks on other planets. They ain't visiting Earth. Coming right back.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool side. NoAC.com, your cool side.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. What's up, city of New Orleans? Jason, you got that audio from the mayor? Pull that up, man. This is kind of comical. The mayor continues to deny having an affair with NOPD officer Vappy when Vappy's wife has filed for divorce and said publicly that my husband, who I'm divorcing, is having an affair with the mayor of the city of New Orleans. And then you look at the time spent inside the Pontalba apartment. The feds are investigating this. The feds are investigating this. The mayor's staying at a public building that is for official use, not personal use. Vappy on the clock, not working. I mean, I don't care about the affair. I never mentioned it before the report said there was an affair. I would joke and say, what are they in there just watching my show on Cox TV? Because Vappy one time had to wait at that apartment while Cox Television was installed there. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It really is.
So first of all, that is a personal matter as it relates to the Vappy family. And actually, it's none of my business and quite frankly, none of yours. As it relates to my involvement or the false allegations, you know, I've responded to that. I get them all the time and they just haven't stopped. It's really interesting. They just haven't stopped and I really don't expect them to. As I've stated, you know, based on the false allegations that come my way, by the time I finish this job, literally, you know, accused of sleeping with half the city of New Orleans, both genders and all pronouns. I'm known as T sometimes and then Teddy other times. So with that, false allegations do not, that's basically all I have to say about it.
I got to laugh at the Teddy comment. I'm known as TD sometimes, known as Teddy sometimes. Wow. Changes the voice and all. That's beautiful. This is this is her MO, the mayor's usual fallback. It's called deflection. She doesn't get these things all the time. This hasn't been happening forever. No one is accusing the mayor of having an affair or sleeping with other people. It doesn't happen all the time. Different pronoun, cats and dogs, all this stuff she said in the past is all deflection. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it gigantic. Instead of just acknowledging it or saying it's personal or this, she has to lie, has to make stuff up. Like I said, at the least, exaggeration and embellishment, and at the worst, her usual deal, being untruthful, lying. It's just broken New Orleans. That RTA director who was double dipping, working the same job in Tampa. Tampa finds out, they fire her. New Orleans finds out, they put her on paid leave while they investigate. There's a major difference between Tampa and New Orleans. Nashville mayor has an affair. She resigns as mayor. New Orleans, this kind of crap. I'm TD, I'm Teddy. I'm accused of sleeping with half the city. Pronouns, dogs and cats, just ridiculous. Just deflection at its worst. No, LaToya Cantrell is pathetic. And those out there that are New Orleans voters, this apathy, change the way you are. You can make a difference. Sign the recall already. No LaToya.org. They're very, very close. Maybe 12, 15,000 signatures needed. You get a mailer, sign it, send it back. The mayor has earned. She deserves a third election. Signing the recall, my God, I can't stress this enough, does not recall the mayor, does not oust the mayor. It sets up a special election in Orleans Parish where you'd go in and vote. Do we keep the mayor or do we oust the mayor? We at least deserve that. Sign the recall and vote to keep the mayor in. But she has earned a third election. And at the very least, if there is a third election, It will, and she say that the voters allow her to stay in office for the final 3 years of her term. At least it scares the you-know-what out of her, shakes her up a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know if anything would. But boy, New Orleans deserves so much better. I mean, at her very best, on her greatest day on earth, LaToya Cantrell is painfully ordinary. Just reeks of nothing special. Folks that are like, she's so stupid, she's so dumb. I don't know why folks need to go there. Stay on target. Focus on target. She's a Xavier grad. She's not stupid or dumb. She's not stupid or dumb, but she's just middle of the road. She's nothing special. She's not some leader. She's not somebody that is a difference maker, a change agent. New Orleans is totally dysfunctional and broken. We need that. We need someone special, not ordinary. That's on her best day. I'm being nice. And then when you throw in the reality of just the deviant behavior, the entitlement mentality, it's like Irvin Mayfield Jr. with the gold trumpet, the Louis Vuitton case, the $1,300 room service breakfast at the Ritz-Carlton. How do you run up $1,300? Send me a couple of bottles of Dom Perignon for breakfast. How do you do that? No, it's this entitlement mentality. It's this sick, demented mentality. Everybody would like to have more money. Everybody would like to be rich or wealthy, fly first class, fly on a private plane, stay at the Ritz, the Four Seasons. Everybody wants that. Everybody. It's America, capitalism. But unlike the mayor and Irvin Mayfield Jr., we work for our money. We earn our money. We have to go every day and work. Most of us have to grind every day. If we missed a week or two or a month of work, we might lose the job, lose the income, have to start all over again. Could lose the car. Could you lose the house, get kicked out of the apartment. We all have to work every day. Black, white, old, young, gay, straight, male, female. We work. We have to put in the time, put in the effort, actually work to get our money. Not like this entitlement mentality of the mayor and Irvin Mayfield Jr. It's beyond sinful behavior, especially in a broken city like New Orleans. Got to do better than that. No, she doesn't get accusations of cheating and infidelity all the time. No one's saying, oh, you're sleeping with this guy, this girl, whatever. Never. It is 110% deflection. And the question's simple. Who do you believe? Vappy's wife or the mayor? That's just an easy one. Who would believe the mayor? Who would believe the mayor? And obviously there are folks, sick individuals out there that feel compelled to take up for the mayor for whatever reasons. I don't know, because she's female, because she's black. I have no clue. But, this is New Orleans and Louisiana. Lots of broken folks hooking their wagon to John Alario, Walter Reed on the North Shore, Edwin Edwards, Bill Jefferson, Mark Morial. I mean, I go on and on and on. It's sickening. Something wrong with you folks. Now, I like hooking my wagon to a corrupt loser. Yeah, that's great. And you guys still got morons out there in this state? Boy, if Edwin Edwards was governor, things would be different. If Mark Morial was back as mayor, things would be different. So I'm like, what planet are you living on? We're New Orleans and Louisiana. We are where we are. Major contributors to our dysfunction, Edwin Edwards and Mark Morial. Hard to look at either one of those two while they're in office and go, boy, he did this, he did that. Mark Morial, two things that happened that were pretty big during his administration. Both things he got out of the way and had nothing to do with them. The Fed sent Pennington down here from D.C., not Mark Morial. He would have just promoted someone from within. There was a consent decree. It was the Clinton era. The feds paid for the consent decree, not like today where the city's paying for it. The feds, there was a surplus. They paid for the consent decree. They said, this is the guy, Pennington from D.C. Morial, probably behind closed doors, was saying, no, we want to go with Frank Smith, this guy that we can bring up from the NOPD. I got a chief already. So Morial got out of the way and accepted Pennington. Pennington's number two guy, his Mr. Spock to Captain Kirk, Ronald Surpass. That's the guy Richard Pennington chose, looking at things fairly and objectively from outside the bubble. Ronald Surpass is my guy. That was his number 2. And then the other thing was the then Hornets coming from Charlotte to New Orleans. Mark Morial got out of the way. No way I can benefit from this. There's no way me, my brother Jacques, my uncle Haydale, my administration, no one can financially benefit from this gimmick. But I got to admit, it'd be good for the city. I like basketball. Let me get out of the way and let what's supposed to happen all the time, let the business community lead the way. That's how things work. The business community leading the way. Politics, the politicians, they're like the maitre d' at the restaurant, the concierge at the hotel. They're there to assist you. That's it. Hold the door open. Come on in. And then the business community leads. That's how other cities work and thrive. In New Orleans and Louisiana, we love our politicians. We love these immoral, no honor, no integrity, no pride, no ethics, these characters like a John Ilario instead of people with character. Letting the politicians lead? No, Morial got out of the way. We landed the NBA. Bill Hines, business community, we landed an NBA franchise. Now, there's really nothing you can point out with Edwin Edwards or Mark Morial that was a good thing. Not anything.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Hi, everyone. It's Tommy Wrong for AsbestosMoneyGrab.com. This is not, I repeat, not for folks with real asbestos problems. But if you're like me and were maybe taking a shop class in high school where you maybe breathed in some brake dust and you know for certain you're fine, but you're the type of person that takes advantage of these types of situations, get tested, lawyer up, and steal some money like me. Go to I'm not really hurt at all, but like exploiting the system for free cash.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 504-766-9480. Love to hear from you. 504-766-9480. Got a lot to cover. And I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Still have a few Freedom Rider questions out there for you. How did the feds find where the Freedom Riders were buried? Yeah, they sent the mob, the mafia, from New York down to Mississippi. Those guys basically grabbed a couple of KKK folks and basically tortured them and, put a gun in one of the guys' mouths and said, I'm going to pull this gun out, and if you don't answer the question, it's going back in, and I'm going to blow your head off. And when they pulled the gun out of this guy's mouth, he reportedly peed all over himself and then said exactly where those three Freedom Riders were, what happened to them, and where they were buried, where the bodies were. Where were the three Freedom Riders found? Where were the three Freedom Riders found? Give me the answer to that. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Which town or city in Mississippi did this tragedy take place? 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Name one of the three Freedom Riders. Any one of the three, and I'll give you 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. 766-9480. I've got a trio of Mardi Gras questions for you. 1, 2, 3. Well, no, maybe 4. 4 Mardi Gras questions. Nice. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Name the 3 super crews. First all-women's crew that paraded. That's 3, not 4. I miscounted. Anyway, give me the answer to that, and I've got 50 big bucks. Oh, no, I do have 4. First Mardi Gras parade to throw doubloons. Hey, no Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing. You either know the answer or you don't. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 4 Mardi Gras questions. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. First Mardi Gras parade to throw doubloons. First all-women's crew to parade. Name the 3 super crews. That one's easy, huh? And then I've got a trio of Freedom Rider questions. Where were the 3 Freedom Riders found? Which town or city in Mississippi? Name one of the 3 Freedom Riders. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Let's head to those phone lines. Nice. Heading to Metairie, Louisiana, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. Is it Sports Fan? Sportsman. Sportsman in Metairie. What's up, Sportsman?
What's up, Corey? How are you?
Is it Sportsman or Sportsman?
Singular.
All right, Sportsman.
Singular.
Right, so not a hunter or fisherman.
No.
A fan of football and hoops and the like.
There you go.
All right. What's up, Sportsman?
Well, I think I might have gotten a little help on the first question of the Freedom Fighters from a good friend, GQ. But
Freedom Riders.
Yes, Freedom Riders.
All right. You didn't use the intranet device, huh?
No, I did not, but it might be right. It might be wrong.
Now, when you say GQ, that's the guy who always emails me at CoreyTalks.com telling me what he's throwing on the grill, on his Komodo Joe, or answering a trivia question from afar. He's up in Trey Yen country on the North Shore.
That would be him.
Yep.
That would be him.
He's a good dude, old GQ.
He is. He is. He's quite knowledgeable as well.
No, and he's a huge fan and supporter of the program. He seems to be always listening or watching. Gotta love that.
That's great.
Yep.
I think was it Philadelphia, Mississippi?
Kaboom goes the dynamite. You are correct, Sportsman.
Yeah, you right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Isn't that ironical? Philadelphia is Greek for brotherly love, right?
Not too much brotherly love.
No, and no pun intended. They did not like the brothers in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Jeez.
No, they did not.
Wow. Unbelievable. Isn't that a great story where, the feds couldn't get these KKK racist, sick individuals talking? One thing those losers were tight and cohesive. The sheriffs, the KKK people, the feds, the FBI, dozens and dozens and dozens of FBI agents just, a fixture in Philadelphia for weeks. The National Guard, hundreds of troops searching the swamp and the woods and all kind of areas. And these losers just shut their mouth. Grand Wizard, keep quiet. And I give the feds credit. I mean, I don't think this is something you want to do all the time, but they're like, this heinous crime outweighs the mob going down there and, questioning these losers with mob techniques. They're like, we're going to have to go with the lesser of two evils because we have to get the answer. And we're getting nowhere with these ignorant, sick racists. So a couple of mob guys who, this is the mob, like it or not. They love America. They're Italian Catholics. They don't like Nazis. So the love of America, these folks were Nazis, KKK guys. They hated that. They're Catholics. KKK hated blacks, Jews, Catholics. So they were into going down there and getting the information. And they got it and got the answer right away. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. Philadelphia, Mississippi. Good job, Sportsman via GQ.
Real quick as well. Wasn't there a movie made about this? I caught you late. I just tuned in.
There's a few movies. Mississippi Burning. Yeah, Mississippi Burning was the movie that really kind of told the story, but they didn't have, I don't know if it was before the mob info came out where it was sort of verified. I want to say that mob info came out verified only about 15 years ago, like 06, 07, 08. Multiple media sources verifying it with, multiple sources to back it up. I think Mississippi Burning, if I had to guess, probably like circa late 90s, 2000-ish, probably like 98, 97, maybe earlier. So they had a FBI agent come down who was black, and he kidnapped like the mayor of the town and threatened to kill him with like an illegal, kidnapping and then questioning, and then the guy sang like a bird, and that's the story they used. But maybe that was the Hollywood angle because they couldn't verify the mob angle.
Right.
There's another great show right now on Godfather of Harlem, and it's in their 3rd season. And I think in season 2, they have a scene where it wasn't the gun in the mouth thing, but it was the mafia guy gladly going down to Philadelphia, Mississippi. Bumpy Johnson, if you saw American Gangster, Denzel Washington played Bumpy Johnson's driver, and Bumpy Johnson died, and he kind of took over his drug trade and all that. Bumpy Johnson sent down a mob guy he worked with who gladly wanted to go. And the scene is the 2 KKK guys in their robes tied to trees and just not talking for hours and hours. The mob guy smoking a cigarette. I got all day. And then finally he poured gasoline on both of them. And they both kept cursing him. And I'm not going to say anything, and lit one guy on fire and burned him to death. And the other guy watching that just started babbling, singing like a bird. So maybe more of the Hollywood. But I think the mobster was Scarpo was his last name. And he's the guy they sent down there. And he got the job done.
Keep up the good work, Corey.
Hey, thanks so much. Hang on, sportsman. Jason, a.k.a. the Ragin' Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black. It's going to get some info from you and tighten you up with that $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. If you're on the North Shore, you can head to that Slidell location or wait a few weeks. The Mandeville location of the Woodhouse Day Spa is about to open, their 5th location. They're in Baton Rouge, right by the Mall of Louisiana. They're in Metairie, but near North Kenner. And they're also in Mid-City, New Orleans, the flagship, Canal Street at Carrollton, on the Endymion Parade route. Yeah, you, right. Speaking of Mardi Gras and parades, Rouse's Markets, your Mardi Gras parade headquarters. And boy, it's king cake season. You go into any Rouse's, you can smell the king cakes baking. They got about 20 plus different varieties of king cake. You can mail them all around the country to friends and family. Rouses.com. Great king cakes. Rouses.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pine paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Lonnie is in New Orleans. Hey, Lonnie, what's happening?
Sir?
Lonnie.
Is this Corey Johnson? How you doing?
Good, Lonnie. How are you?
Man, I was calling to give you that answer. Somebody else gave me the answer before I could give it to you on them civil rights workers in Mississippi.
What was your answer?
Philadelphia, Mississippi.
That's what you knew? That's the only answer you knew on all those different questions?
Well, I didn't hear but the one I was driving. I pulled off on the highway to call in.
Nice.
This is my first time actually I listen to you every day.
Nice, Lonnie.
So I was retired from the military, 28 years in the military.
Wow, what armed service? Which one?
Army, and I'm stationed at Jackson Barracks here in New Orleans.
28 years you were in it?
Yes, sir. 28 years.
You're retired fully. You're fully retired now?
I remember during that time when it happened.
What happened?
When those civil rights workers got killed.
Wow. So how old are you, Lonnie?
I'm 75. I was living in Mississippi during the time in high school.
Wow. You don't sound 75. That had to be frightening. Are you black or white or what?
I'm black.
That had to be frightening as hell.
Huh?
That had to be frightening.
Man, it was frightening. Corey, you know what I'm saying? It was frightening, man. I was in Mississippi during the time. The KKK was burning crosses on our lawn. I was living with my grandmother.
Wow.
And we couldn't even vote. And white people used to stay in our house at night. And we used to go to the poll. I don't know if you remember Medgar Evers. I mean, when Medgar Evers got killed.
Of course. And that loser that killed him got away with it for decades.
Yes, he did. He sure did.
But they finally clocked him at the end.
I was in the 6th grade. I was in the 6th grade during that time. I remember that.
His old crabby, rear end ended up in a cage where he belonged. Who was that? What was his? DeVeklik? What was his name?
Beckwith. Yes.
Something. That's not. I'm trying to think what it was. Byron Della Beckwith or something like that.
It was. Yes, it was.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember.
That was his last.
Yeah, Medgar Evers was like 1963, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
They got another guy, man. He got killed at a cotton gin right there in Liberty, Mississippi. He was during that time, there was cotton farmers, if you remember. There was cotton farmers. So he went to the cotton gin that morning to bring his cotton. So a white guy came up and got in line in front of them at the cotton gin. And he asked him, he said, "Sir, I was here first." And the guy went to his truck, got his gun, and shot him and killed him right there in line at the cotton gin.
And probably didn't even go to jail or trial or anything.
No, he did not. No trial, nothing.
No, that's well, I'm white. I don't represent white people, so it's not like, man, I'm embarrassed for my race. I don't even know what that means. I'm just embarrassed for America and the South. It's just,
sir, I went in the military. I went in the military right after high school. My son, I got a small one. My son, my youngest son is an FBI agent here in New Orleans. Chad Cockerham.
Nice.
He was with the 5th District here in New Orleans for about 9 years. He's an FBI agent right now on the lakefront.
Wow. Congratulations on it. Yeah, out by UNO's East Campus by Suno.
Yes, exactly. That's right there.
Leon C. Simon at Press Drive. Nice.
Yes. And my oldest son, he was on the nuclear subs in the Navy. He was in the Navy for 29 years on the nuclear sub.
Wow. Yeah, my dad was on the Seawolf, I think the 2nd nuclear sub for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my whole family military background was really in the military after high school.
No, it sounds like it, man. That's incredible, Lonnie. Now, how long have you been out of the Army?
In 2009, I would say.
Wow, man.
2009.
Wow. So you did it till you were like 65 or 62 or something. 62.
65, yes.
And
I've been working for the state for 28 years.
Wow. Good for you, Lonnie. Thanks for all that civic-minded service. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I was trying to get in to give. I was trying to get in to give you that answer before somebody else give you that answer, but somebody else got.
Well, three things, Lonnie. One, you seem like a really nice guy. Two, the sons you raised and your dedication to service for us. And three, I think you're honest and I believe you. So I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think you were lying. I think you're right on the money. Yeah. And where did you live in Mississippi?
You heard of Magnolia, Mississippi, and Macomb?
I've heard of Macomb, of course. Yeah, right up the I-55. Yep.
Right off of 55.
The reason I know Macomb because the first human being on planet Earth that touched me was from Macomb. Dr. Abe Michael, the old LSU football star.
Yeah.
He was from Macomb, Mississippi, and came to LSU and never left the field. This is in the 30s. He played quarterback. He played defensive back. He punted and kicked. He never left the field. A 60-minute Iron Man.
I got another white friend been with me for about, how many years you been with me, Rick? How many years we worked together? We worked together about 7 years. He's not non-military, but we were together for a long time. I'm white. I'm black. I'm tripping out. I'm black and he's white. So I don't see no color when it comes to the life itself.
No, when it comes to quality people, they stand out, and when it's someone you like, it's pretty easy. What? 10 seconds?
Yes. Well, look, you can say hello to Rick.
Hey, Ray. You're the man, Ray. Lonnie, don't go anywhere. Blue Boy is a barking.
Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
Our Brain Restoration Plus Detox Treatment is an intravenous nutritional supplement that restores the brain's chemical imbalances. Our patients detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. It also blocks the craving, which is unbelievable and which is why most people say they have a hard time believing, but it restores neuron function. Many treatment programs use one drug to get you off of another drug. At Springfield, we treat the problem. Addiction is first a brain disease. If you or a loved one suffer from substance abuse, please just give us a call.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week. Lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children. Send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers. And we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
Oh, boy.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. I admit I watched a little bit of Scooby-Doo. I wasn't a huge fan of Scooby-Doo. I didn't dislike it. There were pretty good scripts and plots. And I was more of a Jetsons, Johnny Quest, Flintstones, Bugs Bunny type of guy. But I watched Scooby-Doo. It was all right. Boy, 60s and 70s cartoons, really 60s era. Amazing stuff on primetime TV. All right, where's Drew Brees, number 9? There he is. Thank you, number 9, Mr. Drew Brees. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock power hour coming your way. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Boy, I got a lot coming your way in this 5 o'clock power hour. Jason, I forgot to tell you, I messed up. I'm supposed to call Jeff Dorson at 50 after last hour. He's probably got a dog licking his leg by now. He might be distracted. Call up old Jeff right now. We'll get Jeff Dorson on right now. Toss him a bone from the Humane Society of Louisiana. Don't go anywhere. That's not supposed to scare you off. Just going to be with us for a few minutes. It's always for a great cause. Saved a dog and the owner's in jail. You'll want to stick around for that. How good is that? Saved a dog from some, inhumane owner, a criminal that was treating the dog like crap, and not only took the dog, has ownership of the dog now out of that criminal's hands, but that guy's in jail. A 2-for-1, how it's supposed to be. So many people abusing animals. You know what's next, huh? They're going to abuse humans. There's no one out there that abuses animals, and man, it's a really good guy. This Cajun Classic 2 that's at the Crowley Rice Arena, that is basically a convention for dog fighting, and the dog fighting folks are out there. They're sitting there, hey, get this, buy this thing to train the dog. This is how you train the dog. Here's a video bragging about incestuous dogs and breeding and all this crap. No, it's sinful behavior, and it's criminal. And Cajun Classic, it's an insult to the Cajun community. Folks that want to say dog fighting and cockfighting is part of Cajun culture. No, it's not. It's part of a sick, deviant Cajun culture. Has nothing to do with Cajuns. I'm 25% Cajun. Cajun blood running through my body. Got a lot of relatives in New Iberia, Lafayette, Cajun blood running through their veins. There's no Cajun culture, dog fighting, cockfighting. It's beyond a misnomer. It is an insult to one of the great cultures in America. Their own language, their own culture, food, dance, music. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, the Cajun culture. It's a beautiful thing. It's one of Louisiana's strengths, one of America's strengths. And dog fighting, cockfighting, that belligerent stuff, that insane attitude, mentality has zero to do with the Cajun culture. Those people just happen to be total zero loser criminals, violent human beings that happen to be Cajun, but don't make it part of the Cajun culture. Again, insulting, and there's nothing classic about it. No, and the Crowley Rice Arena, allowing these folks to rent the facility. Just say, no, we're not renting to you. Have them sue you. Take them to court, or have them take you to court. Just sinful behavior, pathetic. This dog found on the street in Gentilly with wire wrapped around its mouth, emaciated. Jeez and Pete's got to find those human beings and put them in a kennel, in a cage for a long time. Because anyone that does that, first off, they're not good human beings, and that has to bleed over to how they treat humans. Look no further than Jeffrey Dahmer. You remember he's killing squirrels as a kid, and then he couldn't get the fur and the skin off the dead squirrel to the bone good enough, so he started dipping them in acid, and that really cleaned the squirrel down to the bone. And then what did they find in his house? Human remains, a big vat of acid. Just insane. Crazy. People that abuse animals aren't good people. There's nothing good about them. And then obviously that's going to bleed over to how they treat human beings. Now, I love this story. Jeff Dorson, Humane Society of Louisiana. They rescue a dog and the jerk criminal is in jail now. Jeff Dorson joins us from the Humane Society of Louisiana. Excellent work as usual, Jeff.
Well, team effort. Our part is not always out in front getting the glory, but really there are a lot of great people involved on this particular one. This is in Sabine Parish, way up north. Very few people know about it, but they care. They have a nice little humane society, a nice little shelter, a really engaged police force. They were on the scene of an empty lot, 2 pit bulls near death. They couldn't have been, they were inches away from dying from starvation and thirst. The loser owner had left them there for about 2 weeks. How about you and I missed some meals for 2 weeks?
Where was this jerk for 2 weeks?
One more time, I'm sorry?
Where was this jerk for 2 weeks?
Oh, well, he was on the lam. But they picked him up. He was outstanding warrants for failure to register as a sex offender and fleeing an officer, and now he's charged with 2 additional felonies of starving 2 dogs almost to death. So
now what
shot's going to go?
Why did it take 2 weeks for someone to say, "Boy, there's no one around, and these dogs are just sitting here"? Was it just a very isolated area?
Correct. Exactly right. Kind of hidden from sight, but thank goodness somebody called in, because another day or 2 would not have had the same results. So the officer got them to the shelter. The shelter took over. They called us. We posted the need for donations. They came in. The vets took over. Everybody was paid, happy, and now there's been an arrest yesterday at 11:30. The guy turned himself in, and his mugshot is going all over the world. A real creep.
Yeah, I'm going to post the pictures on Twitter in a little while. It's amazing, the first photo of the dog with, his eyes are drooping, his ears are flat, he's almost frowning, he's just like depressed, and understandably so. And then the police woman with both dogs jumping all over, happy-go-lucky. It's amazing, Jeff. Some are quicker than others, but how they bounce back from this trauma.
Yeah, like 10 days ago, they were near death, and today they're in the lap of the officer who rescued them, licking her.
Yep.
They both put on about 20 pounds. They look great.
Wow.
They're both heartworm positive, of course. Yep. Every dog in Louisiana apparently is.
Wow.
But we're making a difference. Corey, here's some actual positive news. It took me a month of persistent emails, phone calls, personal letters, and finally the governor's office called. Their assistant to the chief of operations called and said, yes, let's have a meeting. So no wonder people give up. Why would it take a month of persistent phone calls and emails and letters when surely 1 or 2 would have been sufficient? But I'm still grateful.
Hey, the idiot that was on the lam for 2 weeks, what was he running from? What were his crimes besides the dog neglect? I'm assuming the dog neglect's almost like an incidental, that he was a criminal doing something else. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I do. I mentioned it. Here it is again. Failure to register as a sex offender.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that if you said that.
It's okay. A little thing like that. And fleeing an officer, because when he was first spotted, he left the scene. But he turned himself in yesterday, so now he's got 2 felonies on top of the other things. So
nice.
Good for the justice system. And we have some more successes on Facebook. Another dog was rescued. 2 died of starvation. Another loser in another parish left her rental property and the 3 dogs behind to fend for themselves.
Wow.
Corey, it goes on and on. I promise you, from the moment I get up to about midnight, it's just nonstop. There's just not enough services, not enough people, not enough resources. If you're listening and care, chip in. You'll see the difference your 10 and 15, 20 or more makes. We're saving lives, every day, and we're changing the system that allows this to happen. That's the good part. We don't want to be just reactive. We want to be proactive and start changing the mindsets that allow this to be okay.
Hey, Louisiana law, you have to have your dog vaccinated for rabies, right?
Correct.
Why isn't there a Louisiana law where you have to have heartworm medicine?
Well, that's a good one. It would take going to the state capitol and going up against a rural caucus who doesn't like to be told what to do.
Yep.
That's the short answer.
No, I mean,
leave our pets alone. We know how to do it. And the city folks are not going to tell us how to take care of our pets.
No, the vaccination is the same thing as heartworm. I mean, vaccination's universal, any state, any climate. Heartworm in Louisiana, mosquitoes. If you own a dog, you have to have them on monthly heartworm medicine. I think now there might even be a shot that lasts longer. Hey, it's humanela.org. Humanela.org. I got a break coming up in 10 seconds, Jeff. You want to hang on a minute?
I'd love to.
Humanela.org. Please donate right now. Humanela.org. Do it now. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday. Dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Greater New Orleans,
A destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour on a Thursday. Hey, you're on the causeway right now? Why don't you fire in a to-go order at Trey Inn, curbside pickup? You don't even leave the car. That phone number, you know that North Shore area code, 985-626-4476. 626-4476. Call Trey Inn right now. Get a big to-go order. Mom, Dad, the kids. Who's complaining when you bring home a big to-go order from Trey Inn? Don't forget the Tong Cho sauce. 626-4476. Trey Inn in Mandeville. So good. Hey, just a few more minutes with Jeff Dorson from the Humane Society of Louisiana. Go to their website, humanela.org, and donate right now. Check them out on Facebook, Humane Society of Louisiana. They're constantly updating that. You can see all the great things they do, including photos of the dogs that they seized, that were just down on their luck, almost dying, almost dead, and then them revived by this great policewoman that was part of the crew that saved them and jumping up and down, licking her on the face. I mean, you got to give dogs a lot of credit. These sick human beings that abuse them, they're tough, and then somehow when they're saved, pretty quickly they readjust and are very grateful to the normal human beings that are treating them correctly in a humane way. Sometimes it's not so quick, huh, Jeff, where these dogs are so traumatized, it could take weeks, even a month or two, where they finally kind of assimilate with the human being they're with and kind of get back to normal, get back to trusting man or woman again.
Yeah, same with every animal. We get a lot of starving horse cases, exotics, farm animals, name it. People find a way to neglect them, abuse them, and it takes a long time to recover. Slow refeeding and all sorts of medication, TLC, quiet time. So this is nothing easy. There's no quick fix. It takes resources, time, energy, patience, but well worth it. So if this interests you, join our efforts. We could use some new blood, new team, new recruits.
Yep.
And it's doable. We really are seeing some positive changes incrementally, but I'll take that over no progress.
No, you're right. It's a slow fight in Louisiana because the citizens, the lawmakers especially, the priorities are all screwed up. HumaneLA.org. Yeah, and if you own a dog and you're not giving them monthly heartworm medicine, monthly, every 30 days, you can't skip a month, do it 6 times a year, 12 times a year. If you're not doing it, give the dog to someone that will. If you're tight and cheap and you don't want to spend the money, give it to someone that will. If you can't afford it, don't get the dog. You know, I want a 911, a Porsche. I can't afford the oil changes, much less the tires and repairs, so I don't have one. You have a dog, you can't afford heartworm medicine, don't get the dog. There's no exceptions to this. There's no, I keep them inside mostly. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's too many mosquitoes down here. That's what leads to heartworms. It will kill the dog. And fixing a dog that has heartworms is a lot of work. That's expensive. And the dog's not enjoying any of that. Just do the right thing, just like spaying and neutering your pet, which is a must. Rabies shots, it's the law. Monthly heartworm medication has to happen, or don't have the dog. It isn't an opinion. It's a fact. There are no exceptions to this. You know, grow up already, people. Be responsible pet owners. It's unbelievable. It's mind-boggling, but so many second-rate folks in New Orleans and Louisiana, Jeff. That's why when you came here 30-plus years ago, you thought you'd help for a month or so, and then you just never have left, man.
Got a full plate still, but I appreciate the fact that in 5 minutes you kind of give an overview of what it takes to be a good pet owner basic maintenance, daily, weekly, monthly, and if you can't, don't get into business. So you really are a great pitch spokesperson on this issue. You know it inside and out. And it's not science, it's just real common sense.
Yep. No.
Take care of your pet. Otherwise, please don't have one.
No,
Pretty
exactly. And spay and neuter your animal. These dopes
Yep.
are like, man, I love my dog, might want to breed it. You're not a breeder. You don't know what you're doing. You can get another dog. There's a lot of needy dogs out there. I know your dog's special. Mine are too. You don't need to breed them. You don't need a second edition of your dog. It's just selfish and ridiculous. Spay and neuter your dogs and cats. My God, it's unbelievable.
Well, you're doing us all a favor. These are not subjects that are discussed much or openly. It's just kind of like a afterthought. And I'm always glad for this weekly reminder of what's important. Just how to be kind to other creatures that we share the planet with. So I really like these short minute talks that we have. It means meaningful to me. If the coach of the Tulane football is listening, join us.
Yeah, Willie Fritz is a big fan.
Yep.
I'm going to get Willie when when our Humane May kicks in, Jeff. I think we're going to get a nice contribution from Willie.
Yeah, that would be exciting. Well, we are going to write to each Pelican, each Saint saying, can you chip in? Because we have an interesting model of a very cost-efficient small shelter that these rural parishes could use. It's only $15,000. We're taking a sea container, inmate labor. They cut out the holes. It's insulated, put up fencing and concrete. We're good to go. 10 dogs can fit comfortably per container. I'll send you pictures. We'll talk about that next time. It's a great idea.
Climate controlled?
Well, there'll be AC inside.
Yeah, AC and heat for summer and winter.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Somebody's invented it or come up with it. We're going to use that blueprint. We're going to first invest $15,000 to see if it works, tweak it, and then take it on the road and ask others to sponsor part or all of it.
I can tell you it's going to work. I can tell you it's going to work. If you go right by, like it's the back end of Pigeon Town, right behind the Carrollton Parade's Den, which is at the end of Oak Street, right by the train tracks. You can look right behind there. If you're crossing the train tracks from Oak Street on the River Road into Jefferson Parish, and you look to your right, there's a house that is about 4 or 5 shipping containers stacked up, and this guy made a house out of them. So if human beings could live in shipping containers as a house where you're plumbing, electrical, AC, and heat, this one's like 2 or 3 stories. Obviously, it'll work for dogs and cats like a mini shelter. And the beautiful thing, Jeff, you could connect one to another one. You can stack them on top of each other, make offices on the top for the people that work there. It's unlimited. What a genius idea. $15,000 and you've got a pretty damn permanent shelter with an old shipping container.
Exactly right.
That's brilliant.
Bill Bars, founder of Doggone Express. Kudos to him. He's come up with it. He engineered it. He came up with a blueprint, and we're going to get some money to do a few of them around the state. If they work, we're going to take it on the road.
Nice. I think it's going to work. I think it's brilliant. Still got to get that $2 million from the state. 20 different rural areas that would get $100,000 each, and upgrading these lame facilities that they have, and or building new facilities for them.
Yeah, we saw their surplus. I think it's $500 million. So we're upping our tiny piece of the pie to $3 million as a negotiation tool to see if there's any wiggle room. We can always go lower, but we're going to go a little bit higher.
No, $3 million would be great. That would be 30 places with $100,000. That's half the parishes in the state. There's 64 parishes. I mean, that would.
You're absolutely right.
Practically solve the problem right there.
Yep. And with that sea containers, the model, we're onto something.
No, you really are, Jeff.
Saying somebody else figured it out. We're trying to figure it out. Join us. We could use your skills, your thinking, your money, your volunteer efforts. It's getting to be exciting.
HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. You see a stray, an animal being abused. 888-6 Humane. Jeff and his crew will come out. 888 Humane. Hey, television audience, I'll see you tomorrow. We seamlessly continue on radio, CoreyTalks.com, live streaming. We're on YouTube right now. Hey, Jeff, anything else until we do it again next Thursday?
I just appreciate this time together. It's useful, it's needed, and it makes a difference. I thank you.
HumaneLA.org. It's the least I can do, Jeff. You're the hero, brother. I get to just ride on your coattails a little bit.
Well, you're great at it. Thanks again. Bye, Corey.
That's Jeff Dorson. See you, Jeff. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. I'll tell you what Jeff did, and you might laugh at this and go, this is ridiculous. This is how the Humane Society works. I'm on Jefferson Highway on a Sunday around like 1 p.m. There's a possum on the neutral ground that's is distressed. He's got like something wrong with his leg, kind of just circling, but on the median, on the neutral ground. So could just walk into traffic on Jefferson Highway. And I'm like, I pull over and well, I'm not just going to go grab a possum. I don't know enough about animals to do it. So I called Jeff. About 30 minutes later, Jeff comes from the West Bank, and he's got a little like garbage can and a little kind of like broom type thing and catches the possum. And then Jeff's gone, and he's going to save some dogs and horses and cats, goats, whatever. And then about 3 hours later, I get a text from Jeff, drop the possum off to this lady who rehabs possums. And this possum's like not so stressed out anymore. And just something as simple as that. I don't just let the possum go and let it get run over. I mean, that's just, where do you draw the line on what animals are savable and what aren't? I saw an animal under distress, may have already got hit by a car, had a bad leg or paw. And Jeff took, his time out on a Sunday and scooped him up. And then a few hours later, dropped off at some lady that rehabs possums. I mean, I don't know. We're only on this planet for so long. You can act right. A lot of you folks go to church or temple or pray, have that in your arsenal. Hey, God, Jesus, Allah, I'm humane when it comes to animals. There's no negative there. And yes, spay and neuter your cats or dogs. A couple of times a year, they have to go to the vet, like 2 times a year. They have to be vaccinated for rabies. And you have to give your dogs heartworm medicine each and every month. If they're inside or outside, it doesn't matter. Every month, heartworm medicine. These are just simple, basic things. If you disagree with any of them, don't get the dog. You're not treating the dog in a humane way. No, the amount of dogs that Jeff scoops up that are heartworm positive, it's nauseating, and it's hundreds of dollars, if not over $1,000, because it's a lot of medicine, it's a lot of time. It's just not right. Come on, people, do the right thing. Louisiana, New Orleans, we're so broken on so many different levels. Let's at least get this one right. HumaneLA.org, donate. Corey Johnson with you, 5 o'clock power hour. Jason, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black. Fielding your phone calls. We've got several $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. 766-9480. Got a few, 2 more Freedom Rider questions. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. A trio of young kids, like 20, came down from the East Coast, New York, I believe, went to Mississippi to help register black voters. Kidnapped by law enforcement and KKK, and really the same thing, KKK members that are regular people. I say regular jobs, not regular people, sick people. And then law enforcement in Mississippi were members of the KKK in a lot of instances. Kidnapped and murdered these kids. Just sick. How did the feds find out where the Freedom Riders were, alive or dead, where they were buried? They got the mob to come down. That one was answered. Somebody picked up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate the other day answering that. Sent down that mobster Scarpo and basically tortured these KKK people until they talked and told them where the Freedom Riders were, and they were dead. Where were the Freedom Riders found? Where were the 3 Freedom Riders found? Their bodies. Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. What town, or city in Mississippi? Philadelphia. Stands for brotherly love. No brotherly love in Philadelphia, Mississippi in that era. And then name me just one of the 3 Freedom Riders. One of the 3. 2 of them were white. 1 was black. Name one of the 3 Freedom Riders, and I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Hey, as usual, no cheating, no Google, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Bing, no search engines, no intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Mardi Gras questions for you. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. First ever Mardi Gras parade. Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks is yours at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. First Mardi Gras crew to throw doubloons. First Mardi Gras crew to throw doubloons. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. First all-women's crew to parade. First all-women's crew to parade. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. And I'm tossing out a softball. It's coming at you like a garbage can lid. You can just crank this one out the park. You're going to get a bat on that garbage can lid. Name the 3 super crews. Name the 3 super crews. You got an answer to any of those questions? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Every day on radio, television, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, CoreyTalks.com, live streaming. It's always brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park, doing you right in Kenner, on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10, right on the corner, right on the price. The Lamarck Automotive Complex, all brand new, all state-of-the-art, taken care of you by the lake. And Ronnie Lamarck talks the talk, he walks the walk, he's bridging the gap. By the lake, the Lamarck Automotive Complex. By the river, Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right. The legendary truck dealership is now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. And if you think about it, the only Ford vehicle car that Ford makes today, the Mustang. The only car they make. Everything else is an SUV or a truck. So that means the truck dealership, Crescent City Ford, handles all Ford vehicles, service, repair, every Ford vehicle, car or truck or SUV. But sales, they got everything but the Mustang. You want the Mustang? You go to the big store in Kenner. Pretty easy. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, and now Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. The Mayor LaToya Cantrell, we're going to hear some audio from her in a few minutes, continues to deny having an affair with NOPD officer Vappy when Vappy's wife says Vappy admitted to her he's having an affair with the mayor. So it comes down to this. Are you believing Vappy's wife or are you believing LaToya Cantrell? That's a pretty easy choice. And I don't know Vappy's wife. You know, she says he's like a serial infidelity man, just constantly cheating on her. And the latest and greatest, the mayor of New Orleans. Why would she lie about such a thing? And why would the mayor lie? Come on, do we really even need to ask that question? Yeah, you'll listen to the audio in a second, and you're going to probably laugh like me. She is the master of deflection. The master of deflection. She loves putting things somewhere else. Check this insanity out.
Sure. So first of all, that is a personal matter as it relates to the Vappy family. And actually, it's none of my business and quite frankly, none of yours. As it relates to my involvement or the false allegations, you know, I've responded to that. I get them all the time and they just haven't stopped. It's really interesting. They just haven't stopped, and I really don't expect them to. As I've stated, based on the false allegations that come my way, by the time I finish this job, literally, accused of sleeping with half of the city of New Orleans, both genders and all pronouns.
Wow.
I'm known as T sometimes and then Teddy other times. So with that, false allegations do not, that's basically all I have to say about it.
I like Junket, Cantrell, Cantrell, but Teddy, I like Teddy. I didn't know that people called her Teddy. I kind of like that. I may start using the Teddy because TD's like an endearing, term for like grandmother. Nothing, motherly or grandmother-like with LaToya Cantrell. Just, shenanigans, entitlement mentality, I should say, deviant behavior. No, you're not getting accused of infidelity all the time. Just likes deflecting it. Like the thing that's real, let's pretend, it's just everybody's accusing me of that. I mean, last week it was sleeping with children and dogs. This week it's whatever pronouns, just making crap up on the fly. 110% deflection. It's simple. Like I said, do you believe Vappy's wife or do you believe this mayor? And that's an easy one. And I have no idea who Vappy's wife is, but why would she lie about such a thing? And why would the mayor lie? That's pretty simple. Hey, how does this even happen? Making the news too. UFOs around Hawaii. I guess an unidentified flying object. I guess that could happen, but maybe that person doesn't know what it is, but maybe the Weather Service does, or the Army or Navy or Air Force knows what it is. Maybe regular folks with a little bit of knowledge and, insight might know what it is. Now, am I saying like there's no other life in the universe? No. Dead opposite. I think the vastness of the universe, only someone not thinking clearly would think there's no other life in the universe. Clearly, there's other life forms in the universe. Some probably, not as, what would you say, as far along as us. And then there's some that are probably way more advanced than we are. Here's the simple reason on all of this. On planet Earth, there are less grains of sand than there are planets in the universe. Or I'll flip it the other way. There are more planets in the universe, verified, more planets in the universe than there are grains of sand on planet Earth. Think about deserts and beaches and oceans. I mean, how many grains of sand are there on planet Earth? There are more planets in the universe than grains of sand on planet Earth. Most of those planets are just some rock or gaseous thing with zero life, or at least zero life as we know it. The vast majority. So a grain of sand, let's say on Biloxi's Beach, one of those grains of sand is planet Earth. The next similar planet with life, or more advanced or less advanced, is on a beach in Australia. That grain of sand's going to find the grain of sand in Biloxi and Earth. I mean, it's just a super long shot. Will it happen sometime? Yes, somebody might stumble upon us, some life form from another planet. But I think if you just think through it a little bit, more grains of sand, more planets than grains of sand on planet Earth, the obvious conclusion is yes, there's life out there. Some less advanced, maybe some just like us, some more advanced, all over the universe. But also, most of those grains of sand are rocks or some gaseous planet with no life as we know it. And then to think some grain of sand and the life forms on it are going to discover our grain of sand and life. It's a super long shot. So, no, do I believe in life on other planets? Yes. Do I believe that UFOs are flying around Earth and monitoring us? Not really. But, it could happen. It's just a super duper long shot when you just look at the facts and do a little simple math. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning, 2 walk-up locations. They've got absolutely free pickup and delivery, East Bank or West Bank. They come to you, home or office. I like Young's Express. At least I like the idea of it. I've never utilized it because I'm old school. I go to the Claiborne's location. I do the walk-up, the personal service, the walk-up locations, Lakeview and Claiborne's. Most people today use free pickup and delivery, but a lot of folks are taking advantage of Young's Express, their manless locker locations. Those are all over the metro area. Maybe right under your nose. Where you live or where you work, you didn't even know there's a Young's Express location there. Pretty incredible and futuristic. They're manless lockers. You dump your dirty stuff in a manless locker. 2 short days later, come back to that locker, and all your stuff's perfectly dry cleaned. They're the biggest because they've always been the best. You looking for a dry cleaner, tired of the one you're using, or you just want to experience quality and the best available? Young'sDryCleaning.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's Dr. Richard Metier.
For over 20 years, we've successfully treated patients with substance abuse issues and have also had success with patients suffering from chronic stress and post-traumatic stress disorder. We uniquely address restorative issues at the cellular level that impact mental health. We treat our patients with an intravenous nutritional supplement that helps restore various brain functions. Most of our patients have greatly reduced withdrawal symptoms. We work toward maximizing nutritional interventions while utilizing traditional medication interventions when needed. Our treatment works toward restoring the brain's health while returning the patient to a normal, dependent-free life.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now. 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at Young'sDryCleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, they're open till 9:30. I'm telling you, some of the city's best Middle Eastern food. Lebanon's Cafe has all your Lebanese favorites, tabbouleh, baba ganoush, hummus, mujedra, and so much more, including some of the city's best shish kebab. Who even has shish kebab? It's hard to find. Lebanon's Cafe, shrimp, beef, chicken, lamb, seasoned and marinated overnight, grilled to perfection. Open till 9:30. The only day of the week they're closed, Tuesday. To-go orders, outdoor dining, indoor dining. Check them out. Super high quality, fresh, huge portions, priced right. You know, they're right near the university section, Tulane, Loyola. They don't want to scare away those students. No, really priced right. Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn. The U.S. kills an ISIS leader in Somalia and about 10 of his ISIS compadres. That's always good news. The mayor in D.C. talking to one of President Biden's aides saying, we need some national help to fight crime down here. Mayor Cantrell continues to deny having an affair with NOPD officer Vappy. It's pretty simple. Who do you believe? Vappy's wife that says Vappy told her? And they're getting divorced. They're getting divorced. Who do you believe? Vappy's wife or Mayor LaToya Cantrell? That is a no-brainer, huh? I have no idea who Vappy's wife is. Don't know if she's black, white, tall, short, Asian, Latino. I have no idea. Nothing. I don't know anything about Vappy's wife. But I know a lot about LaToya the Destroyer Cantrell, and I know she's the queen of deflection. Embellishment and exaggeration is her best day. Her best day. Being untruthful, basically lying, it happens all the time with Junket Cantrell, Contrary Cantrell, and a new nickname. She came up with it herself. I'm taking it from her mouth. Teddy. Some call me Teddy. Some call me Teddy. He's like, wow. You might have to pull that, Jason. That line right
Sure.
there.
So first of all, that is a personal matter as it relates to the Vappy family. And actually, it's none of my business and quite frankly, none of yours. As it relates to my involvement or the false allegations, I've responded to that. I get them all the time and they just haven't stopped. It's really interesting.
No, it's
just
not.
Haven't
It's
stopped.
deflection.
I really don't expect them to.
Deflection.
As I've stated, based on the false allegations
Deflection?
that come my way, by the time I finish this job, literally, accused of sleeping with half the city of New Orleans, both genders and all pronouns.
Wow.
I'm known as T sometimes and then Teddy other times. So with that, false allegations do not. That's basically all I have to say about it.
Yeah, because you ran out of crap and deflection. Jeez, anything but the answer. Just you. It's like they're accusing me of stealing that candy bar. Next, they're gonna accuse me of robbing the bank, stealing cars. No, we're just talking about the candy bar. Let's just focus on that. And you wish it was something minor like a candy bar. She's just the master of deflection. Like I said, do you believe Vappy's wife or do you believe Teddy? Hey, when the weather is cold, like below 50, or it's raining, that's when you head to one of the 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations and pick out your paint colors, get your paint, get your supplies, rollers, brushes, sandpaper, whatever you need. Helm's got you covered with everything you need, experts that'll actually help you. Unlike the big box store, they're paint experts for years and years and years. Now, listen to this. I had a good crew come out and they painted my house. And under the weatherboards, this lifetime paint from Helm is cracking. I'm like, what's going on? And I was like, there's no way this Benjamin Moore product with a lifetime guarantee is cracking. So I sent a photo to Joe and he goes, dude, your guys put caulk in vertically. All right, Jason, help me out. Vertically is, vertically instead of horizontally. And Joey Helm's like, you only use caulk horizontally, never vertically, and never under the weatherboards because the house is supposed to breathe. My painters said, man, we don't caulk the 4 lower boards, but they caulked all the rest. The boards are breathing, that caulk's expanding, and the paint cracked. And my guys are like, wow, mistake. They're coming in, going to Helm, getting those nice with the little edge, the putty knife with the edge. They're scraping out all of that caulk. They're going to reprime under those weatherboards and repaint it, and then my house will be perfect. But my mistake, my painter's mistakes, I used a guy that does a lot of, construction and labor at my house. Helps remodel, helps, when I need something fixed or built, but he's not a painter. And he brought in his paint crew. And these guys were good guys and nice guys, and the house looked perfect, but they use this vertical caulk, and you never use caulk in a vertical way, only up and down. And they're going to fix it. So it wasn't Helm. If I would have listened to Helm, if I would have asked them, hey, dude, how do you caulk? Do you caulk every weatherboard? I assumed I'll let these guys do it. And it was incorrect. But Joey, right away with photos that I text him, had the answer. So my guys are going down, going to grab the tools to remove all that caulk. And then they're going to, like I said, prime and repaint. A little bit of a hassle, but no big deal, actually. And then my house will be perfect again. No, that's my mistake. Joey Helm and his professionals, they diagnosed it like that. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. Helm Paint and Decorating, 7 locations, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Pun intended, they got you covered at Helm Paint and Decorating. Look at this guy wiggling around on the floor. Uh-oh. His one and only eye opening up. What? What, buddy? Thank everyone for watching and listening. Thank Jason. Thanks those callers picking up a $50 What Else Day Spot gift certificate. What else? Hurry home. I'm hungry. Blue Boy, you've had a big time appetite lately. I'll be home soon, buddy. Food and a walk. See you mañana.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM.